Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And this is going to be my gubernatorial prediction for the month of June. I did my Senate prediction a few days ago and I did my DeSantis documentary on Monday. Make sure you check that video out as well after this video is over, because I think it's a very important video that people need to know. A lot of people are talking about DeSantis in 2024, and it's just an objective analysis about the situation. It's not really pro-DeSantis or anti-DeSantis in that regard, but because we're on the topic of the gubernatorial elections, I thought it was important to bring that up, as well as the fact that there was a primary last night in Virginia and New Jersey. Republicans in New Jersey outperformed their 2017 primary performance. Democrats in Virginia underperformed their performance in 2017. Could that really mean anything? I mean, these are both going to be seats that are going to go Democrat, but by how much is the question? And if Virginia gets within like 7 points or so, Republicans may have a shot to actually flip back one of the chambers in the Virginia state legislature. So we are going to get to that. But first, I do have to tell you guys about my friends over at Noble Gold. Gold and silver have stood the test of time. They give stability in times like these. Start an IRA this month with Noble Gold, and along with their first-class service, they're gifting a 10th-ounce gold bullion American Eagle coin. And you'll have the peace of mind that you've made the right choice, as well as growing thousands of extra tax-deferred dollars in your fund over the years, safely and steadily. Visit www.noblegoldinvestments.com. So it's important. We're going to start off. We're going to do Virginia and New Jersey first, because they're going to be the governor elections that are going to be taking place later this year. And then we are going to get to the 2022 governor predictions as well. We're going to fill them out from the East Coast to the West Coast. So we're going to start right here in Virginia, where I believe that Youngkin will get within 10 points, but I think he will still fall short. New Jersey, I think, is going to be probably safe blue. So now we get to start off with 2022. We're going to start off with Maine. We're going to work our way back down to California. So in Maine, Janet Mills is up for re-election. I believe she will hold on probably by close to 5 points or so. The state of New Hampshire, I believe Sununu is going to run for Senate, but still the state party is growing in influence. I mean, they flipped like 60, state legislature seats in 2020. I think they're going to narrowly hold the governorship in the state on the state level, and I think Sununu will be elected to the Senate. Vermont, Phil Scott should be an easy victory for him. Same thing with Charlie Baker in Massachusetts. Rhode Island will likely stay with the Democrats. Connecticut as well. And Maryland will likely flip back into Democrat hands based off of the fact that Larry Hogan is term limited. So New York, Cuomo, he's got scandals, but it's New York. It could be closer than his elections in years past, but he will likely hold on by more than 10 points. So Pennsylvania, this is one I believe that Republicans can actually flip. We're going to wait on the candidate as of right now. I do believe it's going to go down the wire. I think Democrats may have a narrow edge in the governor's race. I think Republicans have a narrow edge in the Senate race. The state of Ohio, there could be a primary there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think that it will either way stay in the Republican hands. Even if DeWine gets by somehow, he likely will get a lot of crossover votes in a general election, enough to win. But I don't even think he's going to be the nominee. So Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, South Carolina, those are going to stay in Republican hands. Florida as well. I could say likely Republican, because I think that Charlie Crist is going to be the nominee. If it's going to be Nikki Fried, I think that would be easily safe Republican. So Georgia, I think people aren't going to like this one, but I really do think the party is extremely divided in such a close state that is drifting so far to the left that honestly, Stacey Abrams, if she wants to run for the governorship, it may be an unfortunate victory for her, even in a Republican-heavy year. That's what I have to say about this one. Brian Kemp, he's fallen out of favor with his own party. He won't energize turnout. The state is moving so far to the left. The Atlanta metro area is really not what it used to be 20 years ago, politically speaking. So Georgia, I think, will be the flip that the Democrats are actually going to get here. Arguably the only flip on this map besides the state of Maryland. Michigan, I do believe that, again, it's going to go down the wire. Whitmer, as of right now. James Craig, I think, can win, but we'll see what happens in the Republican nomination process. James Craig, I think, could have a narrow victory over Whitmer. Otherwise, I think Whitmer may hold on by a narrow margin, depending on who the nominee would be. But I think in Wisconsin, Tony Evers, the trend in the state of Wisconsin is working heavily against the Democrats as we speak. Republicans could find a solid candidate in Sean Duffy, put him up against Evers. I think that Duffy would win. So Wisconsin, I think, is going to be a flip that Republicans are actually going to get on this map. Iowa will likely be Republican. Minnesota, the opposite thing with Tim Walz. Again, not a fan of Tim Walz, but for some reason, I don't know what is going on in the minds of the people in the Minneapolis metro area. You have the city get burned down by BLM over the summer, these left-wing anarchists, essentially, and you see them move vastly to the left in the general election. So they're not going to learn. Illinois, again, probably safe Democrat. South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, Nebraska, Kansas. Well, Kansas actually probably like a lean Republican because they have a Democrat incumbent. And Oklahoma are going to be all safe red, including the state of Texas, which is going to be what my next documentary video is going to be on, the state of Texas and its political future. So Republicans already at 25 seats, Democrats at 17. Colorado will likely stay with the Democrats. New Mexico could be a little bit closer. Depends on if Mark Ronchetti runs. I think if he runs for governor, he could make things closer, maybe even have an outside chance at winning the state. But until then, I'm going to put it in the lean Democrat column. Hawaii will be safe blue. Alaska will be safe Republican as usual. That leaves us with 4 states, Oregon and California. We'll put Oregon as likely Democrat. California, there's a recall election this fall. They're going to decide if they're going to recall Newsom or not. And I really don't think that initiative is going to pass because, again, it's California. It's probably going to fail by like 15 points or so. And there's not really a major campaign on the left to try and unseat Newsom, because if they had that going on, then I think there'd be a chance. But you don't really see that pull from the left. So California will likely stay in the Democrat hands by a safe margin. Nevada and Arizona. These states right here, I think that Arizona is going to narrowly hold. I don't know who the nominee is going to be. Kimberly Yee, I think a statewide official, is running for governor on the Republican side. I think that she, again, is a part of the Maricopa County establishment, but I think she would probably win the state. I don't know of any other candidates at the moment that have entered the race, but I think if it's against Katie Hobbs, I think that Yee could win by like 6 or 7 points, given how far left Hobbs is on a lot of her rhetoric that she's used, calling people that oppose her politically the worst names in the book time and time again. So Arizona, I think, will stay in the Republican column. The state of Nevada, this is one I believe can flip. The thing is, Sisolak is arguably not the strongest candidate, for one. He has a lot of people that are angry at him. A lot of people saw him before as a blue dog. He vetoed a lot of far-left legislation in the state. But the lockdowns really have angered a lot of people, a lot of workers in the Las Vegas area. And if Republicans can find a good candidate, coupled with the fact that the Reid machine is gone essentially in the state, you have a far-left takeover of the Nevada Democrat Party. I think that while Nevada in the Senate race probably does stay with Cortez Masto, I do think Sisolak would have a serious shot of being ousted by a Republican. So I do believe Nevada is going to go down the wire. I think it's going to be the closest governorship race in the country besides maybe Georgia or Pennsylvania. And I believe Republicans are going to flip it. So 28-22 is the map right now. Republicans, I believe, are going to have a net gain of 1 governor seat. They will lose in Georgia and Maryland, but they will also gain in Kansas and Nevada and Wisconsin. So 28-22. Let me know what you guys think below. Some of you guys may have disagreements with my predictions, and that's fine. I'm willing to take some constructive criticism from the masses if you guys want to leave a comment down below. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.